Okay, so we're on the double IPAs tonight. This is my second. Had last one half an hour ago. It was Citra double IPA from Yellow Belly, which they've sort of branded as Blue Belly, which is really hard to say. But now we're moving on to Brewmaster's double IPA, a brand new double IPA as well as the Yellow Belly one, and this one has a really, really nice can label wrap. So that's up next. Hey, welcome back to Views and Brews. I am Brendan, and this is a double IPA. It's a special edition double IPA from the Brewmaster range, which is, of course, Dundalk Bay Brewery in County Louth. They're in Dundalk on the east coast of Ireland, just above Dublin, we'll say. And they've got a really nice can label wrap on this beer, which I absolutely love. It kind of like is a lot better than their original wrap. You know, I like this hop design. I like that. That's cool. You know, and the can label sort of stuck out to me on the shelf. So I'm liking the direction they're going. Hey, check this out. 7.5%, but it's €3.50. How cool is that to get a double IPA? €3.50. I know the head brewer. Haven't spoken to him since this one was brewed, but let's see what it says on the back. I'll pour it in the glass. I've got one of these weird Spiegelau glasses. Never been a fan of Spiegelau glasses. Let me know in the comments below if you're a big Spiegelau glass. I gave my IPA one to someone because I just can't clean the bloody things. Like in the bottom of this, there's this kind of like stuff you can never get out, and they're so like really thin and flimsy. The biggest waste of money ever. I don't care if they were designed by two, like, you know, it doesn't matter. Two people in, it was an Italian guy, a couple of Italians, I think it was. Anyway, for me, they're an absolute waste of money. Having said that, I do like the thin neck so that you can get, you know, I'm looking at the color of the beer here, but actually the color of it here is completely different because the beer is in a wider part as opposed to the narrow part here. So I can see through this, and there's two different colors to the beer, which is pretty cool, I will say that. This is not the IPA glass, actually. I think this is the wheat one. A nice bit of carbonation coming up off the bottom. This is not... I don't think this is a laser etched bottom, so there is no reason for the carbonation to be coming up, but it's quite strong carbonation for a double IPA. It's on the lower end of double IPA at 7.5%. We've got a decent IPA head of foam going on here, also to do with the fact that it's 7.5%. The higher up on the scale you go, the less head you're going to get on your beer. So being as it's more thicker, what does it say before I... Oh, green, fresh, bright, barley, oats, hops, yeast, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there's a lot of fluff. I don't want to read that too much. Big, bold citrus. Yeah, it's citrus and pine is what I get. Like really, really bright citrus and pine. It says orange, peel, pink, grapefruit, floral notes. So this is going to have your old style, like, I don't know what's in here, but you know, that's kind of like a Cascade Centennial. This is going to be old school double IPA here, I'm sure. Pour slightly hazy. That's really, really clear. That's not hazy, but it could be just this glass. There is a fraction haze in the top part of it, so I'll go with that based on the skinniness of the bottom of this stupid glass I'm using. Pour slightly hazy with an orange hue. It's telling you, it's giving you the beer review on the side of the can. I kind of like that because when a beer is being dialed in, the time it takes between the brewer to finish fermenting the beer and the labels to come, you better know exactly what beer you've brewed and how it's going to come out, because your labeling has to go off and get printed whilst this is in the fermenter. It's kind of a bit of a You know, it's sometimes a little bit hit and miss. This beer has a rich mouthfeel from the addition of oats, orange, mango. Hold on. From the addition of oats, orange, mango, and bitter grapefruit flavors carry right through to the end and leave a sweet, lingering, bitter finish. God, I'd love to know what hops are in there, but let me just guess Cascade or Centennial, something like that. Maybe there's a bit of Citra in here. Maybe it's Amarillo. Maybe it's none of the above at all. But it does say orange. Yeah, maybe Amarillo. Off-white tan head. The body of this beer is not too thick and cumbersome. You can have a really, it looks golden syrupy color, but there's a twinge of orange going on in here. But it's actually not too heavy a beer. So I kind of like that on first taste. Yeah, bitterness sort of dries out. It does that thing on the taste buds where it sort of quenches and immediately evaporates to a dry, very gentle to growing puckeringness on the tongue. That's the bittering hops doing their job of making you pick the glass up and have another sip, blah, blah, blah. Let's say it is citrus and grapefruit. Like, there's got to be Cascade in it. This is a very old school style double IPA, but with a light body, not too sweet. There is a sweetness to it. It's a double IPA. In all double IPAs, there is sweetness. But it's not overly sweet, and I kind of like that. There's a resin oiliness about this beer. There is a lingering bitterness, but the bitterness sort of drops off, and then the lingering oiliness carries on. Let's have another go. It's a mouth rinser. Sometimes you just pull the beer through your mouth and it just blasts your mouth full of hop oils, and that's what I'm getting on this beer. But it's actually really bright and refreshing, so I kind of like that. I like the ABV at 7.5%. It's a nice spot for double IPAs to land in because it's not so big that if you went and you bought this, or if you went and had it on tap somewhere, that you could only have one beer. This is just over the IPA, the normal single IPA, American style IPA limit. And therefore, it allows for a little bit more drinking time. Loving it, loving the can wrap, loving the beer. Loads of citrus. It's kind of like it builds on the grapefruit. It builds on the piffiness of grapefruit rather than the zesty, oily zestiness. There's a bit more piffy bitterness going on in here. That is a super duper beer. I'm really enjoying it. €3.50. Come on now, Ireland. I mean, if you can make a double IPA at €3.50, you've won. Tastes clean. It tastes fresh, bright, hoppy. The first thing I got was bright. You get that grapefruit. It's old school. It's not overly dank, odoriferously bitter. It's kind of just sits nicely, not too offensively bitter. If that's not your thing, you could still get away with drinking this style beer. Really well done. Well done to Dundalk Bay Brewery and their Brewmaster range, special edition, double IPA, 7.5%. Cheers, Sláinte. That is my view on this brew, and it's on to the next one. Bye-bye.